How are you doing today? I hope that you're doing fine. So today we are gonna talk about our experiences. In order to talk about our experiences, we need a grammatical point. So it's really important. We use it really, often in our speaking, and we have to learn this grammar. Let's go. So this grammar is called present perfect tense. Present perfect tense. And in present perfect tense, we are going to just talk about our experiences. So our experiences belong to the past, but they have their effects on our today life. Just pay attention to this. So here you see two people, a girl and a boy. You see them? So the boy is asking some questions, okay, about girls' experiences. Let's go in order to see what type of questions he asks, okay, in present perfect tense, and how the girl is answering. And then we're going to just learn the formula of that. We're going to make our own sentences in order to communicate with people. So here it says, have you been to Mexico City? Have you been to Mexico City? It means that, did you go to the Mexico City and see there? Do you have the experience of that? Okay, so the girl answers, yes, I have. Yes, I have. Many times. So, but there is something strange here, because always we use do, does in question forms. But here, the story is different. The story is actually totally different. You see that have is the auxiliary verb. Okay, so pay attention. In present perfect, we never use do, does, or did because it's a totally different tense. So let's go. The next question. Have you ever been to Japan? Okay, another question. Have you ever been to Japan? And the girl answers, no, I've never been to Japan. So I don't have the experience. I didn't see Japan. I don't know what Japan is like. So that's the point that girl is trying to drive home. So let's see. There is a formula to these grammatical points that you see here, okay? The grammatical structures. So let's go to the formula. Here, in present perfect, for I, we, you, they, okay, we should use have, okay, and this is the contraction for have. I have, we have, you have, they have. For the negative form, okay, we should say I haven't, we haven't, you haven't, they haven't, okay? Have and haven't are used. So these are the fixed parts of the formula. If it is affirmative, have. If it is negative, haven't. Let's go to the verb form. So in each sentence, we need the main verb, okay? Because you remember, in present tense, simple present tense, present continuous, past continuous, simple past, okay? So in all of them, we used our verb and the main verb. But here, our main verb is called verb 3, okay? So past participle. So we call that past participle, okay? So past participle. Past participle is called verb 3 or the third form of the verb. So let's go. For instance, if we have a simple verb here, like play, okay? What's verb 2? What's the past tense of play? So we say played. If the past tense is regular, the past participle form is regular too. Again, verb 3 is played, like this. So, but it changes in other case. So let's go to been. Am, is, are. So these are derived from be. Okay, the verb is be. Be means am, is, are. So how about the past tense of these? Was or were. These are verb 2. And verb 3, the third form of the verb or past participle, it is been. So remember this point. In other forms of the verbs like speak, okay? Speak. So speak is irregular verb. Pay attention to that. So if it is an irregular verb, we need irregular form of that. We say spoke, okay? How about the past participle? It is spoken. So for the irregular verbs, you can check the list of these verbs at the end of the dictionaries or course books, or even you can search it on the net. So you can find them. So you have to just memorize the irregular verbs, and the other verbs which are remaining, they are regular, okay? Only ed, we add ed. So it's really necessary to memorize these verbs which are in irregular forms, and they just vary. Sometimes the second form is like the third form. However, sometimes they just vary, like speak, spoke, spoken, okay, like this. So the verb changes completely. So that's all about past participle form of the verb. Let's go. I have played. I've played soccer many times. It means I have the experience. So you have lived. You have lived in New York. It means that you went to New York, you lived there and saw there. Now you are here with us. So next is they haven't, okay? Just negative form. They haven't visited us. I mean, they haven't just come here to visit us. They don't have the experience of communicating with us face to face. Okay, so they haven't visited us. So let's go for he. He has lost his watch. So it means that it was a bitter experience. He lost his watch and he cannot find it, like this. So she's been to Australia. It means that she went to Australia and saw there, okay? Been to Australia. It, okay? So for instance, we can say, it hasn't, about, for instance, I'm talking about my cat. So it hasn't been to, for instance, France. I've been to France, but my cat hasn't been to France, like this. So that's the case about these examples, and you can make a lot of examples. Or for instance, for your cat, again, you can say, it hasn't eaten chocolate, okay? It means that it doesn't have the experience. It doesn't even know how the chocolate tastes, okay? So that's really important. And up to here, okay, how should we make a question form? Pay attention. We said that do, does, did are not practical here. So our auxiliary here is have, okay? So we just change the place of have with these subject pronouns, okay? That's it. So we should say have you, okay? In affirmative sentence, we say you have, okay? So you have played, but here, have you played any musical instruments? Have you played any musical instruments? I can say, yes, I have, okay? I've played the guitar, like this. So I'm talking about my experience. That was all about this part, and hope that you learned the formula. Remember, in present perfect, we need have or has. they are necessary. And the use of that is commonly for our experiences. So the experiences that we had in the past, and now we're going to talk about them. What we are not telling the time of that, we say, okay, I had that experience. That's it. So let's go to more examples. Let's go to examples. So in these examples, we are going to analyze present perfect and its use in our experiences, okay? So all the examples that you see here are expressing experience. Let's go to the first example, okay? I have played. I have played. Here it shows that you have the experience of playing. I played chess several times, okay? So this is my experience and I have it several times. Pay attention. For I, we, you, they, we should use have as an inseparable part of present perfect. This is a part of formula. I have played. Now, how about for Brazil? Brazil is it. And if you remember, we said that for it, she, and he, we should use has as an inseparable part of the formula in present perfect. Brazil has won the World Cup many times, okay? Again, we are talking about the experience of Brazil in winning World Cup, okay? So Brazil has won the World Cup many times. And let's go to the negative form of that. We want to say that we haven't had the experience, we didn't have the experience, okay? So here we say, I haven't seen that woman before. So I haven't seen that woman before. It means I don't have the experience. This is something that I didn't experience before, okay? So that's the case. Now, for negative form, have plus not. If it is has, for instance, she, okay? She hasn't seen. That's the case. So how about the question form? In order to ask about other people's experience, okay? So we can say, have you ever? So here, ever is necessary to be placed. Remember that. Have you ever been to? Okay, been to here is just replaced by go. Instead of go, okay, you shouldn't say gone. It's better to say been to. If you say gone, it means that somebody went and is still in Canada. But if you say been, the person understands that you are talking about your experience. You went to the Canada in the past and now you are here, okay? So, have you ever been to Canada? Have you ever been to Canada? Have you ever been to Spain? It means, did you go there and see there? And now you are here, we are talking about this experience. So that's the case. Or for instance, another example, we can say, have you ever eaten sushi? Okay, do you have the experience? Have you ever tasted that? Do you know how it tastes? So I am curious about that. If the person wants to answer, just in short answer can say, yes, I have, okay? Or no, I haven't. That's the case. So let's go to this part. These are some points which are used in present perfect tense in order to show the experience once, okay? For instance, I can say, I have visited the king's palace once. Okay, I have visited the king's palace once. It means I have only experienced it one time. Okay, so here, twice. For instance, I can say, I have swum in the sea twice. Again, it shows that only 2 times I went there. So once, twice, several times, as in this part. Okay, so here it says, I have played chess several times, like this. I've read books several times. It means I have a lot of experience about that. Now here, many times, again, as in the second example, Brazil has won the World Cup many times. So these are some signs which show that we need to use present perfect. And before is another sign. I haven't done it before, okay? So I haven't met your friend before. I don't have the experience about that. So, and ever is for question form. If you want to ask about somebody's experience. So, if they tried it or not. Have you ever been to Canada? Have you ever eaten sushi? Have you ever been bungee jumping? And a lot of things that you can ask about the experience, and these are the short answers. So that was all about this part. So that's the end of this session. For the next session, we are gonna talk about present perfect more. We are gonna learn more examples and the use of that in different situations. Today, we learned about the experience. So see you.